Just like B-Pax and Helen Hunt at the end of Twister, this is the last time. Last time we have to try to punch the core on this video. This is my fourth run through. No shtick, no witty banner, just we're going to hit this hard and fast and go deep on this because I get lost in the weeds. I'm finding out about myself. This is my second, technically third, my second video. I scrapped it because it sucked. Let's be honest. It didn't, about 12 minutes into it, I'm like, this isn't working. I'm not feeling it. It's out of here. It's out of here. But we're going for it on Devcon here. This is the Legacy Evolution Devcon. There's the box. There's the artwork on the box. There's a great big hole from which to steal parts off the head off of the guy in the store. Awesome. There's him. There's other people's. Yeah. There's on the back. Evil Fusion. Look at that. Evil Fusion. Is it Evil? Yeah. This is basically, how do you say you're going to do characters but not do them exactly how they originally appeared in G1 without saying that you're doing that? Evil Fusion. I'm about it. I like it. That I'm gonna talk shit about Hasbro, a lot of stuff, but not this. I love this line. I like it because I can pick and choose. There's some characters that I like, some characters I don't like, and I don't have to have them all. Like, you can have your Beast Hunters or Beast Wars figures, but that's fine though, because it saves on the pocketbook. I tell you that. I don't have to collect them all. So here he is, Devcon. I only saw this episode once or twice when I was a kid. I could have swore it was Devcon, like Defense Condition, like the United States, but it's Devcon with a V, which is fine. All good. It's all good. I like this. Looks pretty good. This is that blur mold from Combiner Wars that's been redone and retooled a bunch of times, and it's one of the better molds to come out of that era of Transformers. There's a couple. I recently took a look at my G2 set of aerial bots, and I gotta say that's a solid collection of figures. Maybe I'll take a look at those at some point in more depth, but I was pretty impressed. I actually looked at them. I've had that box for years, and I finally opened it, and impressed. I was impressed. All right, so this is what he looks like. It's pretty much what he looks like when he transforms at the end of episode 31, season 2 of Transformers. Got the nose mounted up here. This thing can be moved to different spots. You can do this. You can do... All right, yeah, you can do this. You have that look. You can do these around the other side. Give them that kind of profile, symmetry. Spread these out. He might be more maneuverable like that. Who knows? Who cares? There we go. So that looks good. Almost like nacelles on a starship. Yeah, so it looks pretty... Man, I like this guy. I dig this alt mode. And it's not a hard transformation. It's fun. It's intuitive. Unlike kind of his engineered mold made here, Blur from... This is Studio Series Blur, 86 Studio Series Blur. He's a good figure. I like him too, but this transformation gave me all kinds of fits and rages, and mainly this. This is hard to get the clipped into place, and it's hard to get undone. And my wife Friday night was talking at me about going to New York next week, and she's saying words and I'm not hearing because I cannot get all this right. And I finally got all this in, but I forgot to flip these in. These flip out, and I forgot to flip them in so these can tab in properly. And finally, I was just like, she's trying to ask me about prices on something. I'm like, what? And then she gets mad, and she throws a little tourist guide across the table, oh, I fucked up. But I finally figured it out, and this will never again be in robot mode. Mold. Anyway, I'm going to mix those up a lot. Anyway, so that's what he looks like that. That's what they look like together. And in the episode, at some point, he teams up with Smokescreen. There's my universe Smokescreen, or is it classics? I'm not going to say classics or universe. One of them's going to be right, one of them's going to be wrong. That's just the way it is. You have to deal with it. Yeah, so that's, get rid of that guy. That's what they look like. Not too shabby. He's what he is. Yeah, that episode, that's a weird episode. It's like Smokescreen does not come across good on an episode. Autobots get captured. He makes a deal with the guy who captures them to win him some money because Smokescreen can cheat at the slot machines. So they borrow money from this crime boss who incidentally works for Megatron. Megatron's evidently an interstellar crime boss at this point, which if he's doing that, and fine, it's fine if he is. It's like, why are you dicking with Earth if you're like running all these other planets and stuff? It's like, just leave Earth, let the Autobots have Earth, and you go about your business. I mean, if you follow G1 logic or G1, they already have, like, Decepticons have Cybertron. Now, I know the Autobots want it back, so Megatron's kind of like keeping the war on Earth to prevent, that's all fine. You want to talk about, strategy, wartime strategy and all that, but I don't know. And then this guy's running around. They meet up with this guy at some point, and he's a bounty hunter, which I always thought was cool. I always thought that was neat. These can clip in here, like they can get that look. Kind of like rocket boots. You can be like Star-Lord, flying around in his rocket boots. Or does these also clip in his backpack? Only thing with that is that's a lot going on for a backpack. It would have been better if like they clipped up here, just to give it a more sleeker side profile. That's fine. We'll put him in his legs for now. It doesn't really matter. I've gotten pretty good at transforming this guy. Anyway, so he's a bounty hunter, and his mission is to capture Decepticons and bring them to justice. My question is, justice to who? Who's meting out justice to Decepticons? Right? Who's coming after these Decepticons? That's what looks like next. What he looks like next to Studio Series Blur, what he looks like next to Earthrise Smokescreen, and what he looks like with Optimus. Now, I will say, Optimus is in the episode, but his presence in the episode is completely unnecessary. It's completely superfluous to the story. He's just him and a few random Autobots get captured, and Smokescreen here makes a deal with the guy who captures the Autobots. His name is Bosch. Not that Bosch. There you go. And so they go to this crime boss. His name is Lord Glycanine. Ethylene glycol is in, I think that's radiator fluid. So they go to this Lord Glycanine, and he's like a loan shark, crime boss type guy on this planet. And they get swindled by him. End up getting swindled by him. They had the Energon. They use Energon for currency, by the way. It reminds me of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, where they use the gold pressed latinum slips, strips, and bars. They're doing the same thing with the Energon. There's Energon ships. And so they were up enough to buy the Autobots back. But Smokescreen here, he's the gambler in the episode, by the way. If you'll notice right away, it ain't this Bosch guy. The other Bosch. It ain't the Bosch guy. It's Smokescreen, because he bets it all and loses. Because his cheat doesn't work. He has like this little wire that comes out of his forearm, and it doesn't work. And they lose the Autobots, and so Lord Ethylene Glycol takes them to fight the Autobots to fight in his arena, where they got to fight the Rancor. Hey, I know it's not the Rancor. Anyway, so they're fighting the Rancor. Anyway, before that happens, the Decepticons show up. Ramjet and Dirge. Ramjet and Dirge show up. And just happen to have a ramjet. Oh. Anyway, so they show up, and there's ramjet. Shout out to iGear. Something popped off of this guy. I'm gonna have to find. I'll find it after I'm done. There's ramjet, and then Dirges. I got Dirge around here, but it's not important. So they show up, and evidently the glycanese, the guy works for Megatron. Like, Megatron's like the overboss. He's like the capo of the universe, evidently. And glycanine is kicking back money to Megatron. Oh, figured out what fell off. Whatever this does. Shout out to iGear. Anyway, so Ramjet and Dirge show up, and evidently glycanine is evidently he's skimming Energon from Megatron, which is really dumb. It's really dumb to do that anyways to a crime boss, but so this guy plans on taking these two guys and Astro Train, who's parked, he's out of Energon because he's ferrying everybody everywhere, to bring those guys to justice. Again, to who? What court is he dragging them to? Anyway, so that's pretty much the episode. And then, Smokescreen, uses his bad carburetor power and is able to free. They're able to have some adventures, free the Autobots, and Bob's your uncle, and everyone's happy. And yeah, so that's that guy. It's weird I had those two figures handy. I didn't plan on that. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. I like this figure a lot. He's clean. He doesn't have any waffles at all. It's like one of those figures they spent the budget on this guy and not so much on whoever else is in this wave. I do wish he was a Voyager. I was hoping that they would bring him out as a Voyager. I would have hoped that they would have used this Jaxus mold or used his engineering. If you got this guy, he's like super cheap on Amazon right now. He's not a super well-known character. I only got him because he was like $16. He's retails for $35. He's been peg warming or shelf warming at my local Walmart for 4, 5, 6 months now. But he is going for super cheap on Amazon. Just pick him up because this is one of these two figures, but especially this one, since this is a new mold, it has no business being this clean and this nice. I mean, there's no waffles on this guy. Look at that. This is Hasbro done right. This is like, I put this on the level of that Skyquake that just came out. That came out a little while ago. That Skyquake is super nice too, but these two figures is one of the better of the Legacy line. I gotta tell you, these guys are super nice. And you're not going to go wrong. If you pick this guy up, you're not going wrong. He's good. He's really good. Well, I hope that wasn't rambling too much. I'm trying to keep the time limit on these videos down. The last one was like 20 minutes. And the one I scrapped was like 25. And that's when I realized it wasn't working, which is weird. All right, I'm out. I'm going to try doing we got BotCon next week. I'm going to try doing another video this weekend, get it out before we leave for BotCon, or edit it on the road. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah, so I will pick this guy up. I will catch you later.